Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth, and salutations to the sincere Akim and Aqua that may listen. May the blessing of election be your house. My name is Brother Roquai. I'm back in here with another lesson, and for today's lesson is titled "The Plagues of Egypt." Right, and what inspired me to do this lesson is of the recent events and of what's going on in Ohio at the moment, right, with this whole train derailment situation. And then noticing what's going on, it's just very interesting because there's a lot of parallels between this contamination of the river, as well as the plagues that were placed on Egypt when our people were in bondage, right, after the passing of Joseph, right. So what I want to do is going to go through the a bit of this link here, and then Yahweh Ratazah want to intervene, and hopefully this would be an edifying lesson, right? So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so I'm just going to read through it kind of like a bit here and there, and then what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description. So here it says, this is a follow-up of my first report on the weather impact due to the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. I've been carefully sorting through available information as I bring you more accurate information possible. Right, so let's okay, so here it says, new video I found of burns seen below. Most alarming are the new videos of the chemicals in the local water in East Palestine, Ohio. There is valid skepticism of anything we see. I welcome to question everything. So one of the things that were very concerning to the people was the fact that it was killing livestock, right? Right. So as a matter of fact, let me open up with a script real quick, right, just to show you there are parallels between what's going on now versus what happened back then in Egypt, right? So this is Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9, and it reads, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun, which means everything that is happening now has happened before, right? There's nothing, we don't experience anything new, right? Especially when it comes to these plagues that's going on right now. Verse 10, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new, and had been already of old time, which was before us, right? So this is something that has happened before, right? So I'm just going to read through some of the things. I want to show a clip, and then want to jump right into some of these plagues that happened when our people were in bondage in the time of Egypt, right? So okay, so this isn't essentially an article, but there's a video I would like to play, right, of let me see if it's this one. Okay, no, it's not this one. Just give me 1 second. I believe it's further down. Okay, here it is. Okay, so this person says, about 2 miles from the fallout side, a local named Jennifer flipped rocks. Invisible chemicals ooze out of the surface of the water in Leslie Run today. This is not normal. Okay, so let's play this.
All you have to do is disturb disturbed the silt a little bit, like underneath the rocks. Here, right here, look at that.
Whoa! Oh, holy, oh my goodness. Look at that. It is, what's the date today?
Today's the 16th.
16th. It's Thursday.
I flipped that rock over.
Wow, look at that.
It's trapped underneath the rocks.
Oh.
Ooh, be careful.
Yeah. I need to not fall in here.
Yeah, it's just trapped underneath the
Right. So okay, so let's go back. Right. So this is just an example of some of the plagues that are happening with these people, and just to show that going back to the precept I just brought out, this has happened before. And what we're going to do is jump into the account of some of these plagues that have happened before in of old time, right? Like the scripture was saying. So this is Exodus chapter 7, verse 20. Actually, Salakia, let me just see if I could. Okay, let's start at 16. And it reads, "And thou shalt say to him, the Lord, the power of the Hebrews, shall say, Salakia, hath sent me unto thee, saying, Let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherto thou wouldest not hear." Verse 17, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, in this thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Behold, I will smite thee with the rod that is in mine hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned to blood. Right? So this was a river that was Salakia, this was a river that was used, just like the river is used today, for the for the importance of commerce and sanitation purposes, so on and so forth. It had multi-purpose, you can say it like that, right? And it reads verse 18, "And the fish that is in the river shall die, and the river shall stink, and the Egyptians shall loathe to drink the water of the river," right? So, the Most High was bringing these plagues on Egypt, right? Because, the Egyptians had our people in hardcore bondage, just like today. These modern day, you can call them Egyptians, they're actually Edomites. These are the people that have us in hardcore slavery, right? But their slavery is more revamped. It's more it's more contractual, because in these modern times we're actually subject to payments, right, on taxes and so on and so forth, which was implemented and goes back to Rome, right? So to continue, verse 19, "And the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses, and say unto Aaron, Take thy rod, and stretch thy hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon the streams, upon the rivers, and upon the ponds, and upon all the pools of water, that it may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and vessels of stone." Right? Verse 20, "And Moses and Aaron did so, and the Lord Yahweh commanded, and he lifted up the rod and smote the waters, and they were that were in the river in the sight of Pharaoh, and in the sight of his servants." So your pharaohs, your modern day pharaohs, would be like these maybe not necessarily your Joe Bidens, but the people who control these elites, right? Who are pulling the strings behind the scenes, right? And in the sight of his servants, and all the waters upon in the river were turned into blood, right? So the Most High is bringing these plagues upon this spiritual Egypt that we're living in right now, right? Like pursuant to Revelation 11 verse 8, "And their dead bodies shall lie in this great city." As a matter of fact, let me just get it before I butcher it. Okay, so this is Revelation 11, verse 8, and it reads, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where the Lord was crucified." And the Lord was crucified in a very spiritual sense, because the ways and what accompanies and what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai embodies, those ways, those practices, that way of that lifestyle is not practiced here. What is practiced here are the ways of Egypt, worshiping different gods, breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments, the alphabet lifestyle. These are the ways that are practiced in this modern day Egypt that we're living in, right? This is why the scripture refers to it as a spiritually Sodom and Egypt, because those customs are still present to this day, right? All right, so let's go back to Exodus 7. I think I was at 21, and I'll just read this last precept here. And okay, so this is Exodus 7 verse 21, and it reads, "And the fish that was in the river died, and the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink out of the river, and out of the Salakia, and the Egyptians could not drink out of the water in the river, and there was blood throughout the land of Egypt." So what you see going on here is the Most High brought these plagues upon the land, to magnify his name, right? And also because, you had our people in hardcore bondage, right? So what you see here present there today is the Most High is bringing these plagues upon this spiritual Egypt that we're living in right now. So what this also begs the question, what's going to happen? These people wouldn't be able to actually use the river for their, the everyday purposes, for commerce, and this trickles down into the economy, right? Because the people wouldn't be able to use the natural resources that this river provides, right, to sustain their land, right? And this would lead to that like it says in Second Ezra, is that sedition among men, right? And affecting the prices of food, right? So let me get let's get another precept. Okay, so this is Proverbs 29 verse 2, and it reads, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn," right? And so the people are in a state of mourning right now. I just saw an article, not to go too off topic, but I just saw an article it was a video actually in Rebel News, that this woman had cats, and then the cats, they did not have I think the cats had a little tussle with some of the water that was in the chemicals that was in the water, and the cats began to experience like an allergy, and eventually they had to put the cats down, right? So they ended up filing a complaint and bringing it to the owners of the train derailment. I believe it was Vanguard, right? And then and what happened? They got brushed off, right? But this kind of thing wouldn't happen when the righteous are in authority, right? Because this is all done to eradicate the people. This is just a ploy to keep the people not in subjection, but keep the people to kill off the people, essentially, right? Because these elites don't care about you Israelites, and they don't care about their own people as well, right? So anyways, that's all there is I wanted to bring out. But Yahweh Rakazah, this was an edifying lesson, and I would just like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth. Till next time, say Shalom.